Today is October 12th, and welcome to the Parks and Recreation Board meeting. I'm pleased to be here and joined by my fellow commissioners. Please join me, everyone, in saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Mr. Thompson, please lead the roll call, please.
Chair Maisha Gamino.
Here.
Vice Chair Lori Durbin. Board Member Ashley Ramsey.
Here.
Board Member Ara Masurlian.
Here.
And Board Member Mickey DiPaolo.
Here.
And absent is Vice Chair Lori Durbin. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now is the time for announcements. Mr. Youssef, please.
Good evening, Chair Gamino
Nice to see
and
you.
members of the board. Thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. My name is Emin Yusufov. I'm the Administrative Analyst with the Parks and Recreation Department. Tonight, I'll have a pleasure of sharing the department's programming announcements and updates. Please begin the slideshow. Halloween fun. Join us for a spooky good time this Halloween season. Kick off the fun at our Harvest of Horror. Our thrilling maze opens on October 13th and select nights only. If thrills aren't your thing, then Floating Pumpkin Patch is perfect for you and your little ones. This unique event has it all: swimming, pumpkin decorating, and games. Continuing with our Halloween fun, and to wrap up the Halloween season at Halloween Skate Fest, our Little Pumpkins Top Party, and our Halloween Carnival. Both events feature fun games, activities, and opportunities to win lots of yummy treats. For all details and to register for all or any of the featured events, visit burbankca.gov/Halloween. Fall Festival. The Burbank Parks and Recreation Department, in partnership with the Valley Cultural Foundation and the Burbank Cultural Arts Commission, presents Fall Festival, a night in the park on Saturday, November 18, 2023, at Johnny Carson Park. This free festival will feature a live concert, food trucks, art vendors, and showing of the classic movie Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, celebrating the film's 30th anniversary. The concert will begin at 2 p.m. with performances from Angela O'Neill and the Outrageous Eight, Guitar Ninjas All-Stars, and Christine Hovan and Valle. The movie starts at 5 p.m. See you all there. Betsy Lukey Creative Arts Center. The Betsy Lukey Creative Arts Center is currently hosting Color Play by artists Co-op 7. This dynamic gallery features a group of approximately 50 artists who support the artistic and spiritual growth of each member. The founding member and the teachers were students of the late Dr. Alex Willemsons, an inspiring and innovative educator. For additional information, visit burbankarts.com. This gallery is open to the public until October 26th. Story Owl Hour. Join us for our next story time at Still Canyon Nature Center. Story Owl Hour is perfect for ages 2 to 5 who have an interest in nature-related topics. Participants will enjoy a staff-led story and have an option to check out books at the end of the story time. Spaces are limited, so register today. I'll bet it'll be a hoot. Wild Creatures Walk. Our next Wild Creatures Walk is a perfect opportunity to get your little ones moving. Learn more about Verdugo Mountains and the kinds of animals that call mountains home. All ages are welcome. To learn more and to register, visit burbankca.gov/Nature Center. Dig Days. Lend a hand for a couple of hours to help keep our parks beautiful. Dig is an amazing opportunity for families, community groups, and organizations to build networks and impact our parks. Sign up today by visiting burbankca.gov/digdays. Youth Basketball Scorekeeper. Our Youth Scorekeeper program is perfect for individuals looking for first job. Individuals who love watching sports, want to earn money, and are ages 12 and up are encouraged to apply. Get started today and apply at burbankparks.com. This program's first class is on October 17, 2023. Hiring full-time veterinarians. Are you skilled or compassionate veterinarian with a deep love for furry friends Do you believe that every animal deserves a second chance at a happy and healthy life? If that sounds like someone you know, we encourage you to visit Burbank animalshelter.org to learn more or to apply. Thank you, and this concludes the department's announcements.
Thank you, Mr. Yusufov. Appreciate it. Now we have a presentation. Ms. Lev.
Thank you, Chair Camino and members of the board. Today, I'm going to be introducing two individuals, Haley Reynolds and Jessica Mina. Both are freshmen at the Burbank High School and John Burroughs and have been in the Girl Scouts Burbank Troop 2056 for 8 years. When selecting their Girl Scout Silver Award project, both Haley and Jessica wanted to help kids with less access to sports equipment and facilities, as they both recognize the value of and importance of sports and physical activities. Their Silver Award project focused on hosting several fundraisers to raise money to purchase basketballs for Burbank's youth. During Burbank's National Night Out event on August 1st, the girls volunteered their time by hosting a basketball pop-up station and distributing over 70 free basketballs to kids at the event. They also shared educational information on the children and their families by sharing a QR code on a website that they had developed. The website provided information about basketball skills and drills and the importance of an active lifestyle. We would like to recognize today Haley and Jessica for their community contributions and desire to work with Burbank's Park and Recreation Department in completing this project. Kabita, if you wouldn't mind joining me here on the floor, and we can present them with their certificates.
Thank you so much. This is always exciting. I'm so proud of you girls. The first award is for Jessica Mina. Please come up here and accept your award.
Thank you.
And now, Haley Reynolds. Congratulations. Sure. Would my board members, would you like to come up and take a picture with these Silver Award winners? Congratulations. I got my Silver Award too. It does help with college, and I know how much work it takes to get your Silver Award. It takes hours and a lot of dedication, and we're just so thankful that you dedicated that to our city. So thank you. Keep up the great work.
Let's get this way.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thank you.
Congratulations. Good job. Good job.
We'd just like to say thank you to everyone who helped us out, and thank you to Burbank for being such a wonderful city, a city that we would love and want to keep contributing to. And we are so thankful that we had the opportunity to give these basketballs to so many kids.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, well done. Okay. That always warms my heart to be able to have the opportunity to be able to award some special people here. So, congratulations again, girls. Okay, our next is our department director report.
Good evening, Chair Gamino and board members. I do not have a report
Thank
this
you so
evening.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Okay, and now's the time for public comment. So now's the time for general public comment. For members of the public who are here in person and wish to speak, please present a completed yellow general public comment card to the recording secretary. I have several here right in my hand, so you know what they look like. Any person who is speaking during general public comment may address the board on any matter related to the Parks and Recreation Board. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person, and in order to promote fairness, please stay within your maximum allotted time of 3 minutes. A timer is available at the podium to help the speaker keep track of how much time is left. Please state your name for the record before you begin speaking. As a reminder, this is a positive atmosphere, and I wish to remind the public that the board is unable to respond during public comment. I also encourage you to call in during general public comment period at 818-238-3335. Again, 818-238-3335. Callers will be placed in a queue until all in-person comments have been received. For callers, please remember to lower the volume on your TV or your computer and take your phone off the speaker when you deliver your public comment. At this time, we will begin with in-person comments. The first speaker that I have is Virginia Homan.
All right, well, I'm not
Good evening.
Haley, so I'll put her behind me. Good evening, I'm Virginia Hunt. I live on H-U-N-T.
Homan.
Oh, there's more than one Virginia?
There's another Virginia.
I know, I didn't think I was going to be first. Well, I'm assuming you don't want to do this one out there. That's right.
No, thank you so much.
Okay, we'll reset the time for Ms. Homan.
Okay, thank you. Good
Thank
evening,
you.
board members.
Good evening.
My name is Virginia Homan. First time speaking, so it may be a little shaky. I have enjoyed living in Burbank for over 50 years. I'm very happy and fortunate to have had kids and grandkids that still live here. All of us have enjoyed the many activities provided by the Parks Department. Recently, I was very shocked to find out that if I wanted to continue using some of the activities, I would have to show proof of ID and pay a fee. Just showing up to play ping pong would now have to follow these new policies. For me, it's not just the cost of sharing of personal information, but more importantly, it's the principle of allowing this to happen. This is a great community, and we should always strive to provide areas where kids and families can openly and freely gather. It creates an open-door policy for a healthy gathering for all to enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Andrew Layden.
Andrew Layden, L-A-D-I-N. Members of Parks and Recreation Board, my name is Andrew Layden. I've been a resident of Burbank my entire life and grew up playing at every park and gym this facility has to offer as a child. My love of sports developed into me playing football and basketball at Burbank High School, where I continue to grow into a lifelong Lakers, Dodgers, Rams, and Kings fan. Board members, I'm here to speak on an issue that I believe is legally, morally, and ethically wrong, against the very ethics the city was founded that allowed me to play sports and become the active, dedicated member of the Burbank I am today. On September 27th, I went to McCambridge Park to play basketball during open gym. I was told I would need to first provide private information, such as my name and address, to determine my identity and residence. Second, take a photo ID that would show my identity. And third, pay for the pleasure of using the public parks facility. I asked the tenant to provide any sort of documentation that this policy was officially passed by the City Council or that had been approved or any sort of legal and official way. This request was denied. So I proceeded to the court, where they deliberately raised all the baskets, which prevented me from playing. Nevertheless, I persisted. Other players arrived and baskets were lowered. After half an hour, Burbank police officers arrived. I recorded our interaction, the police officers understanding my concerns and not being shy to proceed. Unfortunately, I had already planned to leave for the gym prior appointment, so no decision was made on how to adjudicate. I vowed to return. And I did. On October 4th, I returned to the gym and informed the staff that I will continue not to abide this unjust and illegal rule. The staff responded aggressively by calling the police again with intent to have me removed. Soon 2 officers, 1 sergeant, and a trainee arrived, all summoned because I had the audacity to use a free public parks facility. I was told that the staff has accused me of breaking the facility's code of conduct, and therefore I am trespassing. And if I don't leave, I'll be put in handcuffs, arrested, and thrown in jail. Yes, board members, threatened with arrest and jail. I asked what in this code of conduct I'm in violation of, since providing private information and paying wasn't there. It didn't matter. The staff said I was trespassing, and the Burbank Police Department was going to enforce it regardless, or of lack of criminal offense. I'm here to resolve this issue once and for all and bring my current concerns to the attention of the council. This policy is a hidden double tax on residents who have already paid for this facility. This policy is dangerous since it requires citizens to provide private information without any policy to ensure its safe storage to use the facility, which I believe is illegal. Less information was required to vote for president. This policy is racist and discriminatory, as it disproportionately affects a marginalized demographic that predominantly plays basketball, as well as discriminates against those who may not be able to afford this tax. With the city's acknowledged history of being a sundown town where black people weren't allowed within city limits after dark, this policy would be a shameful continuation of its racist history, attempting to keep out an undesired element. No wonder the gym was empty and all my friends no longer play there. This policy is antithetical to the mission of the Parks Department in the city of Burbank. This represents the continuation of the privatization of the commons and the hollowing out of the public sphere. What's next? Do I have to pay to use the benches outside? Children to use the jungle gym? People to sit under the shade of a tree? Where does it end? Who is affected? They made a group of special needs people that frequent the gym to give ID and to pay to use the facility. Does an elderly person have to pay? A child? This policy is in effect at Olive and Verdugo too. This is a message we want to send to our citizens. You must be the right skin color and class demographic to play here. Where do you want kids to go? I plan to take this issue to the City Council next week. I have already informed the Burbank Leader, My Burbank, and the Los Angeles Times. This unjust policy, its enforcement by the cops at threat of arrest, and your response to the problems I have laid out before you will all be made public. So my final question is this. As members of the board, were you aware of this policy? And if so, who voted in favor of it? And will you finally put an end to this racist, discriminatory, illegal, and unjust policy? Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew Layden. And now, back to Virginia Hunt.
And that's tough to follow, I gotta say. Nice job. Wow. All right. I'm a grandmother also. I'm Virginia Hunt, H-U-N-T. Virginia grandmother's here. I wasn't planning on speaking tonight at the meeting, but I want to share experience I had today while I was driving my grandson to school. He's 8 years old. He's on the spectrum, and which makes him very inquisitive. He's lovely. He asked about the tree trimming that was going on along Magnolia Boulevard. So as we were driving along, I used it as an opportunity to talk about the importance of care for the trees and the air impact of the trees, the heat impact of the trees, the joy and beauty the trees give us. And he was having a wonderful time with the conversation. He turned it into his world, how important it is, and that's very much what a spectrum child would do. I explained to him that they were trimming, because he was asking about that. The importance of trimming so that the cars and the trucks could get through, and the importance of them growing correctly, so we need to trim them and take care of it, and then replace the old ones. And I pointed out, which I love along Magnolia Boulevard, because I live way over at Niagara, of course, all of us, that there are many examples of where we've replanted smaller trees that are going to replace some of these as they need to go away. And they need to go away because they age, which tends to frighten them a little bit when you talk about that. But I said to them, they'll be big and healthy one day, and it's going to be lovely for our community. The reason I'm using this story is because here I was communicating about the events of the trees along Magnolia Boulevard as it was happening. The point of all of this is that I feel that I don't know what's been happening with the 121 apple pines. This is my third time here, and I know this is not a forum for conversation. I get that. I totally do. But we need an environment where we get to share some stuff, our feelings, our understanding, our knowledge, and that doesn't seem to be happening. Responses like, well, it's posted on the website. You know, that's a one-way dialogue. That's not that different than what we're doing here right now. I understand this forum is not how to interact with communication, but we have to be assured that one will happen, and it never does. I'm not attempting to be combative. You know, I get it, but I feel like I'm an unofficial steward of my pines. I happen to have two. Watering them, watching them, alerting the city when there's an issue with them, which we do from time to time. But I don't understand why, when, or how we're ever going to have this dialogue, because dialogue is what's missing. I do believe my voice, unlike this gentleman's just now, my voice has value in the city, and I want to share it. I want to talk about it. And so my appeal to all of you is we have to find a way to do that, because once again, it's 121 trees. Some of them I get. I got to be honest, I don't get all of them. It's just who I am. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Hunt. Karen Bortoli. Nice to see you again, Karen.
Hello, again. I'm Karen Bortoli, Bortoli. And I'm confused as to why I'm here again speaking to you. Apparently you weren't listening, or you simply really don't care about the residents of our city, us, all of us, and those who couldn't attend tonight. It's my understanding that this project had been put on hold pending further evaluation of reports from an outside arbor consulting firm, one that is not already set up as a vendor in the city. I was of the impression that RFPs were going out. How many RFPs have gone out, and where do you stand on that? Due diligence has not been done, in my opinion, by the city of Burbank, and Marissa Garcia has completely failed at managing this project. So, I'm here again to express my opposition to the reforestation project that has been rushed into implementation. Why? Is the price of lumber at a premium and you're wanting to somehow jump on that? I don't get it. Why so fast? Makes no sense. While I do understand that some trees have to come down, I overwhelmingly disagree that you have targeted so many. I've lived on Niagara Street for 43 years, and I do have one of the most beautiful trees in Burbank. Ask anyone, they'll agree. Everyone who walks by, they stop, they take a picture. How beautiful. I'm blessed. I am blessed to have it. I personally hired and paid out of my pocket a certified arbor consultant who came out to evaluate my tree on August 21st when I heard about all of this. I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong with my tree. It's beautiful. So I did that on my own. He spent a lot of time, and he determined that this tree is in good health with no signs of stress or decline in the canopy. No signs or symptoms of insect pest or disease or any major structural defect. There are no dead branches in my tree. Zero. None. He did indicate that there are a couple of potentially heavy branches that could be easily removed. Not by spending $770,000, but a lot less than that. Maintain what we have. Don't cut them down. It's not necessary. My tree does not lean. It's completely contradictory to the report of the city's, quote, vendor, RPW, which is why I personally challenge those results. That said my tree leans. My tree doesn't lean. It said there's bark missing. Well, squirrels are up and down the tree all day. Yes, there's bark. I sweep it up. It's part of having the tree on my property. So also, as you've most likely noted, the amount of rain that we recently received in this unusual hurricane was equal to, or perhaps even more than, I'm almost
Thank
finished,
you. I have to stop you. It's 3 minutes. I'm going to have to stop you.
Entire year of rain. It's
Okay,
stable.
Ms.
It
Bertoli, I
didn't
have
come
to
down, so
stop
I
you.
am begging you, please.
Thank you so much
Do
for your
not
comments.
cut down my tree.
Thank you. Diane McKinnon, please.
I have a video, so we'll start when that goes up. You'll have to excuse me. I've had surgery 2 weeks ago and supposed to be at home, but unfortunately, I have been dealing with lawyers and with this for the past week, so a little slower than usual. I'd like you to take a look at this video that I made. You can see the dates on them, how many dead trees there are in Burbank. This is just walking distance from my house, which is on Niagara Street. The 121 trees you want to take down are alive, while these are dead and actually can cause harm. This is what dead trees look like, my friends. So let's take a look at that. Well, I say, after the Laxton Parks and Rec meeting, you asked that Marissa and Mike go back to the drawing board before taking these trees down. So how are they able to go forward picking off trees one by one? According to CEQA, this is considered piecemealing a project and is against the law. When all councils and commissions and asked for and voted on halting this project until more information comes forward, how is this even happening? Regardless of the need of these 3 trees that came down yesterday, today, and tomorrow, this project was supposed to be looked at again, and individual trees noted for removal via a level 3 assessment, and a town hall was to be had prior to any removals. Still no town hall, by the way, mid-July, we're now in October. None of these things have happened. Also, I'd like to point out that the door hangers that we received for these 3 trees, the one on Keystone and 2 on Niagara, say city reforestation strategy and not urgent in any way. This proves that these 3 trees are piecemealing an overall larger project, and it's very illegal according to CEQA, by the way. I'm sure you are all aware we now have a court date for this, because this is ridiculous. You all sat here and asked for more information. We asked for more information. We asked for a town hall. Who won't even look at me? Because there's no information. She never looks at me. She never makes eye contact with me, ever. The reason for that is because you know you're wrong. You are supposed to have a town hall. You are supposed to have back and forth. You are supposed to give us information, and you have nothing. This is what you're doing. I have the one from Keystone. They put a sticker over this that just put the address of Keystone. It clearly states that it is part of the city reforestation plan. It is not urgent. Mike Del Campo clearly stated that he has known about these trees since 2018. If it was that urgent, they would have been down by now, don't you think? If it was that urgent and they were that bad of a problem, wouldn't they have had a level 3 tree-by-tree assessment done since 2018? This is absolutely illegal, immoral, and wrong. And you guys have been completely trumped by this woman because you asked for this information as well as we did, and she is going forward with it anyway. Where is your power? Why are you here?
Linda Matsumoto.
She's coming in a few minutes. Oh, she's here. Oh, you made it. Great.
Hello, my name is Linda Matsumoto. I live at 226 North Niagara Street. I've been part of that street for 80 years, and I've seen the trees. I love the trees, and I really hate to see what's happening. What has bothered me the most is that I haven't seen the process going forward properly. And I believe in our government, I believe in our city, but I don't believe in what's happening now. So we as a group have been to 3 city council meetings, and then after that we came and spoke with you, and after that we went to the Sustainability Committee meeting, and at that meeting the members of the Sustainability Committee said that the plan that was in place was not good enough. They should go back and make a better plan and come back to the Sustainability Committee and present it. That has not happened. It's only been about 3 weeks from the last Sustainability Committee meeting, and the next one is next week. So there has been no meeting in between that we're aware of. So when was this new plan presented? It hasn't been presented. So to expedite things, now all of a sudden, this is an emergency. At one of the meetings, I believe it was a sustainability meeting, they stated that this was all discussed in February of this year. And we did not hear anything about it till August. So where is the emergency from February to August that nothing was presented, nothing was talked about? And so that's why you can see the frustration that we are all feeling on the street. We feel like we haven't been listened to, and we have been told certain things and they haven't happened. And then we go someplace else and we're told certain things and they haven't happened. After the sustainability meeting, we were told by city council members that nothing could happen until they voted on it. And then all of a sudden, we're getting these door hangers telling us trees are going. So we like to really have this reviewed, slowed down, and done properly. That's all we're really asking for. Is follow the law and do things properly. So thank you very much.
Mr. Campbell.
Quanah Campbell, Comanche Nation Heritage. I just wanted again to stress to you my disappointment and the lack of spiritual understanding about what's happening. These trees hold many things, and I know, whether you believe it or not, that one skinny, tiny little new tree cannot hold what a large 50, 60-year-old tree can hold. Yet you're going to kill them because they're old. And being old myself, that's not a good feeling. Whether it's euthanasia for a tree or a human or a dog, it isn't the right thing to do. I'm just here to state my disappointment and to give you a spiritual warning, because I want what's best for you personally, all of you, and our city. I was born here. And this is a special place. The trees are a special part of our heritage, and I would like them to be respected as you would like to be respected. Thank you. Aho.
Thank you. Cheryl Bomar.
Good evening. I'm Cheryl Bomar. I live at 208 North Niagara Street. I've lived there for 55 years. My husband's lived there 70 years maybe. And those trees are part of the family. It's like a family. There are trees. When I go out in the morning, my tree is out there. When the sun is shining, it's not in my front window. Just all the different things that these trees bring to us as families that live on that block. I can't believe that anyone would even bring up wanting to cut those trees. And what is the purpose of them bringing up the issue of cutting our trees down? Why? If somebody could, I know you can't answer me, but we got a letter saying that they would cut it down. Our trees were going to be cut down in 2 weeks. 2 weeks! This person wrote it, and we got it in the mail. We're all devastated. What do you mean they're cutting the tree? What gives, is it the Park and Rec or whoever, who gives them the authority to write a letter like that? And not that we know nothing about. Think about your homes. You might have something special about your home. Is that what you want? We don't want that. None of us do. I mean, not all the neighbors are here, but they can't be here. But nobody wants the trees cut down. So I ask you to really think about it, and it's just hurtful. It's hurtful.
Dennis Bomar.
My name is Dennis Bomar. Okay, I'm surprised she doesn't have a report to give us. You make $250,000 a year, and you can't come up with a report. My tree is fine. It's straight, it looks okay. It's been in front of my house since I've been there since 1948. Now they say it's gonna fall. I don't think so. I don't know why Marissa Garcia is up for a promotion. She has done a miserable job with the city. She needs a demotion, not a promotion. Give me a break. So tomorrow they're taking a tree down right across the street. They got a big band there ready to go. Okay, I don't get it. I don't get it. I've said this before. Why don't we hear anything? Like they said, we've had meetings. Oh, they're not going to do anything until whatever, but I don't get it. We had 2 council members at our last meeting, and they don't get it.
Jason Everly.
I didn't get that kind of response at home. I've been here before. I'm sure you guys have seen me about the trees. I live on Niagara Street as well. We were just driving down Magnolia Boulevard, my wife and I, and obviously you're taking the big, beautiful trees down. I was on the Magnolia Park board. I know they get into the sidewalk a little bit, and I remember on the board, a lot of the vendors, Raul Porto and all those guys, they were like, just make sure that they're maintained. That was the important thing. Now you're taking them all down. The smart way, the really smart way, honestly, if you wanted to be respectful, was to do it over maybe a 15-year time horizon. That would be the smart way, because at the end of the day, whenever you replant trees, someone, not you guys and not me, will be here in 80 years, and you're going to cut them all down at the same time. That's not a plan. That's a terrible plan. That's just, we're going to do the exact same thing and repeat it. Different citizens will be here, maybe my grandkids, maybe yours. How does that make any sense? Same thing with Niagara. If you wanted to do it over a 15 or 20-year time horizon, there's probably hardly anybody in the room that would object. Instead, you ambush us. Yeah, and that one, it's the way it's done is just horrible. And it's not smart even in the long term. It doesn't really make much sense. You'll have to repeat this, and everyone will be really pissed off. As it stands, it's funny, I was looking at the city council votes from the last time, and it's ranked voting. It was like 1,200 votes between first and fourth place, which is not a lot of people. I don't know if any of you are planning on running for higher office, but cutting the trees down is going to stick. We're not going to forget, because we're organized now. We have an attorney now. So that's what's coming for some of you if you go through with this. It's not smart. In the long term, it's not smart. It's not nice, and it's not respectful. And you certainly haven't been respectful to us. We all know that you know about this. We all know you're getting sued by somebody for the trees potentially falling down, and your action is to cut them all down. So whatever that price is, you're willing to pay to have them cut down. That's in the millions, and that's cheaper than what you guys are afraid of. Other than that, there should be no issue. It wasn't last year. I've been here 14 years, never heard about it. And the trees will be here a little while longer, but think about this. If it's one person's going to sue, trees are always a liability. Any tree can fall anywhere around the world. Long term, do it over 15 or 20 years. That's the smart call. Do it tree by tree. You guys don't want to waste the effort on it? How much is it going to cost to make that effort? Would we contribute to that? We would. We pay taxes. We live here. Contribute.
Thank you. Thank you all for your comments. Park Board, do you have any responses? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot phone calls. Thank you for that reminder. Let's see, callers. So let's see, Paula Ohan, are there any callers who have joined us today?
Yes, we have one caller in the queue. Go ahead, Ms. Takahashi. Good evening. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you, council member. Thank you for joining us.
Great. Thank you. Good evening, Chair Camino, board members and staff, and members of the public. This is Pamela Takahashi, Burbank City Council member and liaison to the Parks and Rec Board. I apologize for not being able to attend tonight, in person tonight. I am watching on YouTube and have been listening to the comments. First, I'd like to thank the board for your service tonight and always. With your thoughtful feedback and sharing your perspective, I look forward to hearing from you later in the meeting. I also look forward to hearing the presentations about the Starlight Bowl, the shade structure at Johnny Park Park, and of course your comments as the board on these topics at your site tour. I'd also like to congratulate the young ladies tonight for earning their silver award if they're still there. Well done. And for the folks who spoke tonight, thank you so much for attending and sharing your concerns. A few of you had mentioned attending the council meeting on Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you then, but also feel free to reach out to council before then if you'd like at citycouncil@burbankca.gov. That's citycouncil@burbankca.gov. And you can text me directly at 818-252-9014. 818-252-9014. Again, apologies for not being able to be there in person tonight. You know, I appreciate everything you do as a board, so have a great night.
Thank you, Councilmember Takahashi. We certainly appreciate that and sharing your telephone number so that there can be some direct dialogue. Thank you so much. Okay, are there any other speakers?
There are no other speakers.
Thank you for confirming. So with there being no other speakers, we'll now close public comment. Parks Board, do you have any comments? Mr. DePaula?
I apologize for missing last month, and I'm not sure what went on at the last month's meeting. But, well, first of all, I want to ask, what's the philosophy behind the entry fee or the yearly fee in the to play ball or anything else at Verdugo, Olive, or McCambridge?
Sure, happy to provide a brief response, and if the board wants a more detailed report, we can certainly agendize that for the future. So in June of 2022, staff did present to the board the implementation of a Be Active card. It's like a membership type of a card. So part of that plan, so we have like senior activity cards, we have the skate park has a membership cards, as well as our aquatics program. So part of that was consolidating all of our membership programs into one, so having one card that would be a universal card. In addition to that, the desire was to have all of our drop-in programs fall under that. So you know, all of our drop-in participants would register, get a Be Active card, and when they come in, they just scan the card. When they come in, check out balls or whatnot. That Be Active card is $5 a year for adults, Burbank resident adults. It's free for our youth, so anybody 17 and under is a free card. The fee for non-residents is $10 a year. It's simply, you know, part of our way of managing our drop-in programs and also having it all under our membership, a membership program. Again, happy to if the board wants to hear a report, we're happy to bring that back.
Yeah, I would like to hear that, sure. Please.
If you can hold on to that so we could agendize it at the end of the meeting,
Yes.
that would be helpful. Thank you. Are there any additional comments?
Will I be arrested tomorrow if I try to go to open gym?
Can't respond to that, but can we have do you have a comment?
It's not that kind of meeting.
Excuse me. I just have a quick question. It's to Marissa or the staff, I guess. What's the latest update, and apologies if I'm not fully up to speed on everything, what's the latest update from our last meeting to today on the tree situation. I know last time we spoke about having some sort of community engagement, and then I know eventually it was going to go to council, and we were going to look at potentially other. What's the latest on that, just to have an understanding, just so we can, I can make a more educated comment or feedback?
So with our update on the Aleppo Pine Tree Reforestation, our website is updated with the most current information. The community meeting date will be posted on that when that is scheduled. And that website is burbankca.gov/city reforestation. And unfortunately, due to pending litigation, I can't make any additional comments regarding this matter.
Do you have any, you said you have a comment as well? Are you done? Do you have a?
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm obviously with a pending litigation, I don't want to overstep my bounds, but I still do want to stand by my original comment that, before there's action taken, I would love to see, community engagement, and also, just like we do for anything else, when we want to make a decision in the community, whether it's with parks and stuff like that, I'd love to see community engagement, just to have that opportunity for a two-way dialogue, as well as just really getting just like you'd go to a doctor before you get a big surgery, get a second, even a third opinion. So would like to see a couple of those put in place. And if after all that, it's still determined, that whatever the decision is, then I support it in whatever way. But I do think that those are the steps that need to be taken. Outside of that, I don't really believe I have the jurisdiction to really comment any further. But I just wanted to say that that's where I still stand.
Thank you very much. Board Member Ramsey.
Thank you. Thank you all. I appreciate, I think this weekend I was at an event and I was talking to some people, and Burbank is a place where you can voice and be heard, and I am hearing you. I do have a couple of questions. I don't know what you can answer, but hopefully you can answer some. Do we have an idea of dates for these dialogues to happen? Because we've been hearing that they're going to happen, and we're not seeing dates. So I'm hoping that that's coming.
It will be coming, and we will provide everybody that information.
Is there like a time frame, general time frame estimate?
Or management.
Okay. And then I just have one other question. Do we have an estimate for an updated plan? That's can't be talked about. Can't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not able to talk about anything. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. And then I will just thank you all again for coming. We do hear you. I appreciate it's nice to really place names to faces of our neighbors and get a chance to opportunity. I'll come right back to you, Mr. DiPaolo. I heard so much deep disappointment in your voices today, frustration, sadness, not being heard. I appreciate that you took the time to come here to share that. We do record these meetings, we record your notes, and I will continue to encourage an opportunity for a two-way dialogue, because that's what I heard loud and clear come out today. So thank you so much. Mr. DiPaolo.
I thank everybody for coming tonight too, and trust me when I say that we listened and we took in what you said, and what our function is as a Park and Recreation Board is to, we can recommend to council. Council, they appoint us at their discretion, and so we're kind of, give them recommendations, of what decisions or whatever. But also, as far as Miss Garcia, I think there was some, kind of unneeded diatribe towards her, and I think she's a very professional individual. She is passionate about her job, and I support Marissa wholeheartedly, but I'm also here, I have an opinion too, and I'm not going to rubber stamp everything, and I don't think anybody else would either. We have input. But getting back to Marissa, she's very professional. She does a great job. She cares about our city. She cares about our department. And she cares about our city, like I said. Anyway, thanks again. Okay, thanks again. See, and that's what we don't really need.
That's your experience.
I know. But anyway, so thank you all for coming tonight.
Thank you, Mr. DiPaolo. Appreciate the comments. Okay, so thank you all for coming, and we are now going to move on to new business. Actually, let me take that back. Let me take one more step back. I believe, are there any written communications?
No written communications were
I
received.
didn't think there were, so now we have that on the record. Okay, moving on to new business. Ms. Navarro, please share an update on the Starlight Bowl.
All right. Good evening, Chair Gamino and members of the board. My name is Jocelyn Navarro, and I am the Recreation Coordinator at the Betsy Lukey Creative Arts Center. Tonight, Senior Recreation Leader Cody McKenna and I will be reporting on the extremely busy and definitely fun and exciting 2023 Starlight Bowl Summer Concert Season. We will provide you with the key highlights on the city concerts, special engagements, marketing efforts, operations, sponsorships, and financial totals. I would like to start off by saying that this was my first year being part of the Starlight team, and it was truly a pleasure and a great opportunity to kick off my becoming a recreation coordinator with the Betsy Lukey Creative Arts Center and the Starlight Bowl team. The Parks and Recreation summer season started off with a bang with our annual 4th of July celebration. The evening began with the national anthem performed by... Oh, thank you. Thanks. There we go. The evening began with the national anthem performed by recent John Burroughs High School graduate Chloe Bartholomew, a special flyover from the Condor Squadron, and ended with an amazing firework display. Following the 4th of July, the Starlight Bowl held 5 additional park and recreation concerts every Saturday evening between July 15th and August 12th. The Starlight Bowl welcomed tributes from such bands as The Rising, the Fab Four, Queen Nation, Prince Again, and of course, fan favorites, the Yachtley Crew, just to name a few. To broaden and diversify community concerts, the department continued to offer private rentals this summer. This year, LA Concert Group was scheduled to produce 6 additional events featuring global known artists. The concerts were well received by the community and patrons. A total of $60,000 was generated in rental revenue for the city. LA Concert Group rented the Starlight Bowl at a flat rate of $10,000 per show and paid city expenses such as Burbank Police Department, Burbank Fire Department, the city's senior disabled transportation service, and minimal department staffing. In addition, the LA Concert Group was required to use the same vendors as the city, traffic control, parking, and custodial, to ensure efficiency and consistency for concert goers. The promoters provided talent, ticketing, production, required music licensing, insurance, promotions, private security, concessions, and any other expenses directly related to their shows. In return, they retained all ticket and parking revenues. The expanded 2023 season proved to be successful. LA Concert Group was able to introduce the Starlight Bowl to patrons who were otherwise not familiar with the venue. The city of Burbank did not receive any complaints from the surrounding communities regarding noise or traffic on the hillside. There you go. In partnership with the LA Concert Group, staff worked closely with 5D Spectrum to help promote and market all the concerts this season. The Starlight Bowl's website was revamped with a new look and a layout in efforts to make it more inviting and user-friendly. The Summer Department's Recreation Guide provided the summer lineup. On the back cover, 10 bus stop ads were rotated throughout the city during the concert season. Staff attended community events to promote upcoming summer concerts, growing the brand and increase exposure of the venue. Over 200 concert posters highlighting the season were distributed to local businesses throughout the Starlight Bowl venue.
summer day camp programs, city pools, and at various city facilities. LA Concert Group sent weekly emails to subscribers, along with posting upcoming concerts on the website and social media pages. The Starlight Pool's Facebook and Instagram pages were continuously used as an advertising and communication tool. Sorry, that was our marketing one. For the 2023 season, the Starlight Bowl welcomed back the Cafe Corner Bistro as the official food and beverage concessionaire. This continued to be a great partnership as the city staff worked very closely with the management of the cafe to prepare for the season's forecasted attendance and manage artist hospitality meals for each city concert. They also continue to collaborate with the Recycle Center to limit waste within their operations during the season and support our efforts in working towards a zero waste venue. The Cafe Bistro was also the concessionaire for all of our special engagement events. The continued practice of not allowing alcohol into the venue for special engagement concerts resulted in Cafe Corner Bistro significantly increasing alcohol inventory and sales. Cafe Corner Bistro agreed to pay the city 5% of revenue earned from the sales of alcohol. This accounted for an additional $5,879 in revenue for the city. Cafe Corner Bistro was also contracted to compensate the private promoter 5% earned from the sales of alcohol from their special engagement nights. As always, the safety of everyone associated with the large-scale public event is top priority. The Burbank Police Department provided traffic control and security oversight within the venue. Allied Universal Security also provided security personnel to monitor the seating areas as well as the stage and backstage access points. We continued the key operational enhancements of a bag and cooler checks to prohibit items such as weapons and hard alcohol. With this combination of security and Burbank Police Department, the 2023 season continued to focus on ensuring safety of all. The Burbank Fire Department's nightly presence ensured all medical, structural, and group safety concerns were addressed as needed and in a timely manner. The Burbank Fire Department was able to drive a compact auxiliary vehicle directly into the venue, allowing emergency equipment available immediately if necessary. I'm happy to report that we didn't experience any major incidents and we were successful in providing a safe place for the community to come and enjoy themselves. So I will now turn the microphone over to Cody McKenna so that he may continue discussing all the wonderful things that took place this summer Starlight Bowl season. Thank you.
Good evening, board members. Okay, environmental awareness continued to be a top priority this season throughout the venue. For a sixth consecutive year, we worked with Recycled Movie in conjunction with the Burbank Recycle Center to oversee the zero waste efforts we've put forth. Recycled Movie provided staff for all 6 city concerts to help guide patrons at each zero waste station, and they worked closely with staff from both Parks and Recreation and the Recycle Center to incorporate new strategies aimed to increase the awareness of the zero waste campaign. Recycled Movie provided a sufficient amount of staff for each event, greeting and assisting patrons throughout the venue at waste stations, as well as sorting and weighing at the end of each concert. As in years past, the Starlight Bowl has benefited greatly from strong collaborations with key organizational personnel, both internal and externally. The Starlight Bowl is a collective effort not only within the Parks and Recreation Department, but it is safe to say that nearly every department within the City of Burbank adds valuable support and contribution in one form or another, which is key to the operational success, and we are extremely grateful for that. Additionally, I'd like to highlight a couple of programs that provided vital hours of prep and support at the venue. The first being the Summer Trails Enrichment Program, a youth employment program of the Management Services Department, which Jocelyn and I were both proudly a part of in our youth. They do so much behind the scenes during the week by prepping and cleaning in the days leading up to an event. The other being our friends at the Walt Disney Company and their volunteer program. The Disney volunteers provided 10 to 12 members each concert, assisting in greeting and ushering patrons, ticket scanning, collecting surveys, and passing out promotional items and information. Our corporate sponsorship program experienced another successful year. Funds from this program help offset a portion of the cost of the entertainment, marketing, and supplies for summer season operations. The program offered 6 levels of support, with each level containing different benefits. 4th of July presenting sponsors pledging $7,500, platinum sponsors at $5,000, gold sponsors at $2,500, and silver sponsors at $1,000. Additionally, we had media sponsors and Starlight contributors. Starlight contributors and media sponsors included the Burbank Recycle Center, Brad Korb Real Estate Group, and High Voltage Entertainment, as well as NoHo Arts District. The corporate sponsorship program provided a great opportunity for businesses and community organizations to support this year's Starlight Bowl summer concert season. Sponsors were offered a wide range of recognition opportunities throughout the season, and additionally, Starlight 2023 Platinum and Gold sponsors will be recognized at an upcoming City Council meeting for their generous contributions and support. The grand total sponsorship support for the 2023 season was $26,000. As the table on the top shows, a total of $267,868.71 was spent to operationally run this past Starlight Bowl concert season, while revenues from ticket sales, parking, and merchandise came in at $404,345.50. With the additional $86,000 combined revenues of sponsorships and private rentals, the total end-of-season profit came in at $222,476.79. As you can see, the top table charts the attendance of the season by event, as well as an overall total. Season attendance for Parks and Recreation concerts increased by 17.3% from 2022. The 6 special engagement shows brought in an additional 16,578 concert goers to the Starlight Bowl. The department's Starlight Bowl management team remained focused on providing high-quality live entertainment for Burbank residents in its latest summer concert series. 2023 brought about additional programming and changes in personnel for the Starlight Bowl team, which made it a particularly fun and exciting season to be a part of. By offering more shows and scheduling several widely known artists, 2023 helped situate the Starlight Bowl on a platform towards not only a successful season, but a successful future as well. This concludes our report, and Jocelyn and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Good report, good job. Board
Thank you.
members, do you have any comments? Mr. Marcillian?
Yeah, thank you for that report. Definitely, the promotion of the Starlight Bowl season is very good because, in a good way, I felt like I got hit over the head with it all over the place, from social media to emails to seeing it all over the city. So, very good job from a promotional standpoint. Obviously, you could see from the profit that that paid off. I have 2 questions. Not trying to rock the boat here or anything, and I know like you have a season, and then there's the off season. But I know you guys are doing something around Halloween coming up with the Harvest Horror. Is there ever something that can be done around the holidays, like a holiday concert, or has that ever been thought of? Something around the holiday? I feel like that could be something interesting. And again, I don't know, from a staffing standpoint, I'm sure there's weather, there's a lot of issues there, but just curious if that's ever been brought up to do something around the holidays. And then I have another question after that. But
I'll refer to my manager on that.
Hi, Chair Gamino and board members. Erin Barrows, Recreation Services Manager of the Community Services Section. The Starlight Bowl currently operates seasonally because of the amount of staffing that it consists of to prepare the Starlight Bowl. We have expanded over the past few years, where typically it started with 4th of July and ended after our 6th Starlight Bowl concert in right the weekend before Burbank Unified School District went back to school. In 2018, we went to City Council to try an expanded or a pilot expanded season. So with that, we have began to, over the past few years, we started some programming and concerts in May and went through the year of COVID because 2020, unfortunately, we had a great season planned. COVID hit and shut everything down. In 2021, we strictly worked with private promoters to let them take the financial risk on it at that point and was able to bring in additional revenue for us. At that point, we did allow them to do concerts into the end of October, and that was because the Haunted Adventure had shifted their operations at that point and moved away from the Haunted Adventure and did escape rooms down at McCambridge Park. We found that for them, they brought in more individuals for Haunted Adventure or for their Halloween activities when we did it up at Starlight Bowl. So we went back to last year that we programmed. We started in 2022. We had a May concert. We finished September 10th last year. And this year we were set to have concerts in May. And unfortunately, the promoters that we were working with weren't able to get everything together. So we did have some June concerts. We do end right around Labor Day weekend because we do allow our team then to switch over and prepare for Haunted Adventure. Because as you can imagine, it takes, and I think you maybe toured up there, I'm not sure, it takes quite a bit of effort to do that. So then at that point, this team, and we're missing one who's in Scotland right now for a wedding, we are the team that puts on Starlight Bowl, and we are also the team that does Betsy Lukey Creative Arts Center, the Art Experiences Camp during the summer, Mayor's Tree Lighting coming up in December, all the classes at the Betsy Lukey, the gallery. So we are liaisons for the Burbank Cultural Arts Commission too, who has a large variety of work that we're doing. So we are looking at that, but at this point in time, there would be some different things, both with staffing and personnel and infrastructure that would need to be put in place for us to look at expanding past the months that we're currently programming.
No, that makes a lot of sense, and I appreciate that very detailed feedback. And I guess to kind of piggyback off that, I was going to say, like, one thing I feel like, and I see that we're going to do it at Johnny Carson Park, and maybe that kind of venue is better for it, but just like it's such a cool venue, like. Is there a way, like, I could just feel, I know it's a live event venue, but like doing getting like a giant, again, apologies, it's not my forte, but like just getting giant movie screen and getting families out there and having a movie night, a couple movie nights, I think could be super cool. And again, it might not make sense from a staffing infrastructure standpoint, but I just feel like it's such a perfect venue to do like a really cool family movie type of experience.
It is, and I think we all agree with that. I think we're all very biased with the facility. We put in long hours over the summer, but I think all of us enjoy being up there with the community. I will say with Starlight Bowl in comparison to Johnny Carson Park, there are some other things that come along with having an event at Starlight Bowl. One of those is making sure that we are compliant in getting individuals into the venue. If you've been there, you know that it's not the easiest, right? So one of our huge partners that we work with during the summer is our senior and disabled transportation. And without them, we could not operate our concerts. And we now have our private promoters have to work with our Burbank Disabled Transportation for their concerts as well. So with that, there's obviously additional personnel that are in that. We are looking at some different things. So I know we make sure our summer schedule is set by a certain date, right? I think it was April 1st this past year I had it set so we could do contracts, get everything in place. We did have somebody reach out to us about the possibility of doing something additional with a movie. We just weren't able to put it in because it came to us in May or June. The Fall Festival, great point. We are working with Burbank Cultural Arts Commission, so that is an event that they are putting on this year, and we're hoping that that's going to be successful. We currently have 1,500 RSVPs for that event. It was supposed to happen on September 30th, but it rained, or it was supposed to rain. So we are looking more at Johnny Carson Park. It's just more easily accessible for individuals to get into. And trust me, I appreciate and understand Starlight Bowl. I think it is a gem. It is a beautiful venue. It's just there's a lot of, like I said, other things that take place that we have to put in to make sure that it's a sound, safe event for everybody, even if it's just a fun movie night. I know back in the day before I was with the Starlight Bowl team, we did do a drive-in movie in the parking lot as well. And that was something that we considered during COVID. We were actually going to do some concerts in the parking lot instead of, because people could gather in their cars and not in person in the stand. So it's things that we have a new, fresh team with lots of ideas, and we're looking at ways of how to bring additional programming in there and maybe expand our months a little bit. You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Well, I'll just thank you for this outstanding report and commend you and congratulate you on the successes. It was great seeing this report on how attendance is higher and revenue coming back to our city is higher. So just congratulations on that. I was excited to see earlier on just some bigger names as part of the rental venue. That's really exciting. So congratulations on that. Can you remind me what the total capacity is for Starlight Bowl? I can't remember.
Currently 3,800.
Okay, so we almost hit that on a couple of these concerts, which that's really impressive. Do we ever consider, or have we ever considered marketing in other languages, or is there a need for that?
So we haven't at this point in time. I think one of the promoters that we work with, and they were the group that we worked with the most this summer, LA Concert Group. They, I think, have a really nice handle on promotion, and they promote and market to the crowds that their concerts are going to, right? So like our first concert with them was Hayat Project, which is the band came directly from Armenia to perform here. So I know the marketing that they sent out definitely spoke to the Armenian population, and they, I saw a post on Facebook that I obviously didn't understand and hit translate, so I could do that. There was our concerts at the end of the season for Labor Day weekend were the Mariachi Vargas and then also Los Tucanes. So again, they know how to exactly market to that population so that it's getting out there in Spanish as well, so people are seeing it. So again, I would, I don't have my Spanish skills, so I'd hit my translate on Facebook. So we're trying to take lessons from him. We do have a ticketing group that we work with that also helps us to market and get out. At this point, with the concerts that we've brought in, we haven't done that different marketing in different languages, but that's something that we can definitely take back and look at doing as we prepare for our 2024 season.
Perfect. I think it's worth exploring.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your thoughtful comments and
no problem.
all of the great work that you did. Congratulations. I had a great time at the performances. I had a blast. I think I was singing and dancing at least half of the time. So
That's what we love to hear.
It was a blast.
Good. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are now discussing the Johnny Carson Park shade structure call for artists. Okay, so Mr. Yusufov, thank you again for coming up here.
Good evening again. Chair Gaminian, members of the board. Once again, my name is Evan Yusufov, Administrative Analyst with Parks and Recreation Department and a staff liaison to the city's Arts and Public Places Committee. I'm happy to be here tonight to announce the staff is working on a large-scale art project at the Johnny Carson Park. And by the conclusion of my report, I'll be soliciting for this board's feedback and requesting that this board select a representative to serve on a site-specific selection committee for this public art project. I will begin with a brief project introduction. Johnny Carson Park is located at 400 Bob Hope Drive, an intersection of Bob Hope and Riverside Drive. This is a large park. It spans over 17 acres and offers various unique amenities to visitors. One of the amenities is a concrete stage that provides limited musical, dance, and exercise opportunities to residents and various community groups. The stage, I'm sorry, I lost my train here. So as part of the city's Art in Public Places program, efforts are being made to commission an artistic shade structure that would provide relief from the sun while enhancing the beauty of the stage and the park as a whole. Today, I am excited to announce that staff is ready to move forward with this project and initiate a call for artists, where qualified artists will be invited to design, fabricate, and install an artistic shade structure at the Johnny Carson Park. As part of the selection process, a site-specific selection committee is being formed. The committee will be tasked with reviewing all received proposals, conducting artist interviews, and ultimately selecting an artist to design, fabricate, and install the artwork. The committee will be comprised of 2 representatives from the Parks and Recreation Department and 1 representative from each of the following: Arts and Public Places Committee, Burbank Cultural Arts Commission, and Parks and Recreation Board. The Burbank Cultural Arts Commission has selected its representative this morning, and the Art and Public Places Committee is expected to do the same during their November meeting, the upcoming November meeting, and staff would like to see this board select its representative tonight, should the board choose to do so. The committee will meet during regular business hours to be determined at a later time. Staff anticipates that the committee will meet no fewer than 2 times and hopefully no more than 4 times. A drafted call for artists has been provided for your review, and the final release will be posted on the city's website in the coming weeks. Staff has already received feedback from the Arts and Public Places Committee as well as the Burbank Cultural Arts Commission. In this moment, I would be happy to receive any feedback, comments, or concerns that this board may have for the drafted call for artists for the Johnny Carson Park Public Art Project.
Board members, any comments?
And this would be promoted and publicized where?
Correct. We do have an extensive database of artists and promoters and project managers that we work with, and that will be distributed to everyone, as well as posted on the Arts and Public Places website, the city's PIO portion of the website, and we also encourage everyone to distribute it to anyone who might be interested.
And when you say artist, the artist is not only expected to provide the design, but they're also responsible for the fabrication and build of the structure?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, no comments
No
on the
more
application.
comments.
Looks very
Wonderful.
thorough. I have the pleasure of sitting on Arts and Public Places and now, I guess, soon, Culture of Arts Commission. And so I just love all the work that I get the opportunity to be able to see close up and the amazing artists that we have in this community. So I'm excited about what's going to come from this. So I can't wait to see it. So with that, do we have anyone that would like to, unless you have any further comments or presentation?
No, I would actually like the board to select a representative
Okay.
for the site's
Board, is there
selection
anyone
committee.
who's interested in serving? Okay. We're good? Okay, perfect. We have one person who would like to serve. Do we need to vote on this? Yes, okay. So with that, thank you for nominating yourself. I gladly support that. So, okay, do we have anyone who's opposed? No? Okay, we have no one that is opposed to your service. Is everyone in support? So can I just call and, can I ask if anyone supports this? Yes. Thank you. We have one. Okay, second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You have it. Congratulations. Thank you for serving.
All right, very exciting. Just to let you know, assuming that the call for artists goes out by the end of this month, the interview stage will probably be somewhere around April, May of next year.
Thank you for serving, Mr.
Thank you.
Marcelian. And thank you for the presentation. We appreciate it. Okay. So then, do you have a comment?
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Sure. Who are you asking, staff?
If it's appropriate, do we have a timeline of when the shade structure is set to be built?
Not quite yet. We do have a timeline as far as providing the artists sufficient time to work on the project, and so it depends on their proposal to us. Once we select the artist, we will be reviewing their proposal, and they would be providing the timeline alongside with all the other documentation.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
It's going to be great to have a shade structure there. That's fine. So glad to have a shade structure there. It's a beautiful stage and beautiful park structures. Okay, so the next meeting, or the next item on our agenda is the Parks and Facilities Special Tour, special meeting tour follow-up. So Ms. Garcia.
Yes, good evening, Chair Gamino and board members. Staff placed this item on this evening's board agenda to allow the board to discuss, provide additional input or feedback following the special meeting that we had last month, which was our tour. Just as a refresher, and for those watching at home, the board had a special meeting on Thursday, September 21st, in which we visited 3 park locations. The first one was Isaiah Park. The focus items that, or facilities that we discussed were pickleball and the pilot expansion of the pickleball program at Isaiah Park. We also provided the board shared with the board the improvements to the playground that we did. And I know there were some other conversations, topics that we talked about with restrooms and just other items that came up. The next facility was Maxim Park, and there we talked about the building that's undergoing some renovation, which is a community room, small room, and the restrooms as well as the storage. We also discussed pickleball, since that's where we have dedicated pickleball courts, and improvements for our ball fields that were recently completed. And our last location was Bryce Canyon Park. The focus of that conversation was the ball field improvements, and I wanted to just share take the board there and have the board, kind of refresh everybody's memory on that. So with that, I would turn it over back to the chair. Again, we're happy to, now that it's been, a few weeks since that tour, if there's additional comments or feedback, we're happy to take that into consideration, and just let the board know that in November next month, we will be bringing a more of a comprehensive report for the board, so we can start talking about capital improvement projects for the next budget cycle. So with that, that concludes my report, and happy to answer any questions.
Board members, do you have any comments? Yes, Mr. Mercerlian.
Yeah, obviously, a big part of the tour was pickleball, and obviously I play a lot, and I'm a big part of the pickleball community in Burbank. So, I've witnessed myself how I'm really happy the way that the Diego really handled it with the ambassadors, and then getting the tennis community on board. So I think there's a good rapport there with the two sides, and honestly, like it's crazy. It's blowing up over there. Just so the pilot program I know is working. So I'm hopeful when we do get the full report in November that the pilot will turn from a pilot into a full-fledged program. Ultimately, I'd love to see those courts resurface to pickleball, but that's something we can discuss at a later time. And then in terms of Maxim, I know we had talked about potentially putting some stuff on the unfunded needs list for expanding the courts there as well. So that's something that I definitely, when the time is right, and I think it's November, I'd like to discuss. And I believe there was some talks with the state about the reserve over there. I don't know where that ever netted out, but I'd just like to get a more full report and seeing what the opportunities are, because it's as we can see, it's blowing up, and I could see like there's a lot of people out there that are happy and excited and playing, staying healthy. I appreciate you guys taking us on that tour, and it was good to see everything in person. So thank you.
Other board members? Well, I'll just say that I really enjoyed the tour. I enjoy it every year that I've had the opportunity to be able to do it. I feel like I leave understanding more about what the staff does and how we maintain our parks and our community and all the services that we offer to the community. So for us, it's a couple, just a couple hours, but it's really a glimpse into what your day-to-day is. So it just gives me more respect for the work that you do. So thank you, and the staff for the work that you do. And I think that the places that you chose, Isaiah, Maxim, and Bryce Canyon, were the right places. We have the pleasure and opportunity to hear our community members during these meetings. And And what I saw with these selections is that they were heard. The community members, whether it's positive or otherwise, they shared feedback about pickleball. They shared feedback about the playground equipment, about the ball field and the potable water. And so for me, it was just more reassurance that community members are being heard, and then helping to educate us so that we understand more about the complexities, about the comments that we hear and what staff is facing and what is for the betterment of our community. So thank you for choosing those locations. That definitely was in direct response. I could tell it was in response to what we had heard from public comment period. And it just, for me, reinforces the importance of people coming to public comment. Again, positive or otherwise, is very helpful to hear and understand. So thank you very much for the thoughtful and the thought that you put into this. Any other comments? Okay. Well, thank you. We really enjoyed the tour. Okay, so now we are moving on to the last parts of our agenda, and that's the consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered routine by department staff and may be enacted on by the board with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless before the board votes on a motion to approve the recommendations, board member, staff, or public requests specific to any items that they be removed from the consent calendar for separate action. Removed consent items will be discussed separately. So within our consent calendar, we have the approval of the minutes, we have the council member agenda update, the city council agenda items update, contract compliance, park patrol report, the department operations update. Those are the items that we have to vote on. Would anyone like to remove any items from the consent calendar? No. Okay, perfect. Then can I have a motion to approve it? Mr. DiPaolo?
Motion to approve.
Second? Do I have a second?
I second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Consent calendar has been approved as is. Are there any tabled items? I see none in my agenda. Okay. Are there any additional comments from the board? Yes, please. Okay, Mr. Marsilian first, and then Ms. Ramsey.
I just wanted to, I know I didn't comment earlier, but I just want to acknowledge the gentleman that sat here through the entire meeting, threw up some items that necessarily didn't pertain to, to you or relevant to what you came here for. I know that Board Member DiPaolo is going to ask for a new agenda item to get a little bit more information for the reasonings for what we're doing. So I'm hopeful that the next meeting, you'll be able to either attend or listen in or see what the reasoning is for what the city's doing. So I just wanted to say thank you for sitting through the meeting, and we heard you, and thank you.
There's two people that commented, so thank you.
Both of you.
Thank you. Okay, yes.
I got to attend the Walk of Fame event this past weekend, which was my first time. So it was really great to attend, to just be a part of that. I think the best thing that I saw was just the impact that the coaches make, and it was obvious that they're extremely passionate about what they do because their whole team showed up and supported them. So that was a great event. And then I just was going to mention that I also, I'm the liaison for the Sustainable, and I did attend that meeting, which I think it's good. It's a good partnership. I think it makes a lot of sense. So I'm glad to, be
Our liaison.
be that liaison. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. DiPaolo.
Thank you. A couple of things. Can I agendize the, at this time, as far as the $5 fee in the gym admission fee?
I think you can. Let me just make sure. Are there any other comments from the board?
I got some comments, too.
Oh, do you have comments?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe make your comments and then move to the agenda.
Okay.
Please. Thank you, Mr. DiPaolo.
Thank you. I also attended the Walk of Fame ceremony, and I commend the city, number one, Park and Rec Department, for coming up with this concept back in 2004. volunteering and being a part of a coaching or a team mom or a team dad really impacts young people. And I think a boy or girl who doesn't get to play on a team in their youth is really robbed of a wonderful thing. And I had the good fortune of running that program for several years and working with a lot of great volunteers. And I still remember the people that I played ball with right here. I played in the same program, and in fact, we still get together after, I've known these guys for 65 years, and we still get together because we actually were on teams together, and we played at McCain Ridge Park. That was our park, and so I'm blessed that I worked, and also now I'm on the board, so I ran the gamut. And like I said, the Walk of Fame was a great ceremony. And also want to thank DeBell Golf Course. The VFW 8310 in Burbank, which I'm a proud member of, we had our first annual Memorial Golf Tournament on September 29th. And Joaquin and the entire staff up there, the restaurant staff, the bar staff, they treated us with such wonderful respect. And anything that we asked, they tried to accommodate us, and 99% of the time they did. And we had a lot of butterflies being our first tournament, and it turned out great, but mostly due to the fact that the golf staff was really on point and really helped us out, answered all our questions. And so I want to give them kudos for showing us a great time and a lot of respect. And anyway, that's it. Thank you. And I'd like to agendize the $5 fee for participation at our recreation centers for residents. And non-residents is $10. Okay.
Thank you so much. Yes.
If I may, I just wanted to clarify. I know there was a comment about agendizing this item for November meeting. I'll work with the chair. We have a really heavy agenda for the November. So in working with the chair, we may or may not be able to bring this report in November. We can do it at the next scheduled meeting, which at this point we're dark in December, so it would be in January. But certainly want to work with the chair. I just wanted to make sure I was transparent. We have multiple operator reports, as well as the capital improvement project and pickleball. So it's meaty. We are happy to agendize it. It just means that we're going to be here for many, many hours. But again, I'll work with the chair to determine to balance that. I just want to be respectful. I wanted to make sure I was honest.
And I understand, as far as, if we had to wait till January, I know that probably the young man out there maybe wouldn't want that, but in other words, for, being that heavy agenda coming up in November, so that might have to be the case. But we are going to, talk about it.
I have a question. Could it be, and again, I could be totally off here, but could it be instead of an agenda item, could it potentially be a department director report where you just give like an update on, we looked into it, this is the policy or whatever it is, could it go that route? Then that way, maybe it's it just goes through that route rather than a full agenda item?
Board Member Marsilian, I'll just take that. In order for us to be able to have dialogue about it, it has to be agendized according to the Brown Act.
Got it.
Otherwise, we can't dialogue about it.
Got it. Okay.
So,
fair enough.
is there any additional comments from staff on that?
I'll speak with the individuals that came and spoke, and I'm happy to give them the date of the report that was presented to the board in June of 22. If they're not aware of that, at least they can watch the meeting, access the staff report, and get a little bit more information until we're able to agendize this for discussion.
Thank you for speaking with them after this meeting. Okay. With that, are there any other agenda items? No? Okay. With that in mind, then I conclude this meeting. Thank you for coming.